So first we have our very first speaker on track one, which is Amit Kapoor. Amit Kapoor is a senior manager, content marketing at Signity Technologies. Amit has been a passionate writer and a compulsive editor for almost 16 years. He has led teams at times without a title and that have delivered happily against very tight deadlines. I must say that's a really, really good job. Yeah. And if not, it has always been, he's been able to keep most of his stakeholders happy and confident to get what is needed and when it is needed. He has an inherent interest in creating an amicable atmosphere conducive for the growth of an organization. And he loves to sail in harmony, which is the theme for STC this chapter. So please welcome Amit Kapoor, everyone.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
And for those who are from out of Hyderabad, welcome to Hyderabad also.
Thank you.
So here is what we'll do. She has already explained a lot about me. I would like to just say that I'm a fairly approachable person, and I think I like to keep the atmosphere, in any office that I work at, fairly politics free. Let's have fun, let's work, let's do the needful and deliver the end documentation, which is our role, the sole aim for the whole organization. Here's how I'll begin. So they say, as per the guidelines, I had full 3 minutes to blah blah about myself. I'll try to do that for 3 minutes, maybe lesser. Maybe it might take a minute more. The next 35 minutes, I'll be sharing what I have learned over the last 16 years. And I was fairly shocked to learn that Scott just has like 40 years of experience, whereas I turned 40 just last week. That says a lot how less experienced we are as compared to Scott is. Then we'll have your questions and my attempt to answer your questions if there are. Then I'll have Minnie try to understand and make head or tail of whatever I said. Try your best. I'll be there. Okay. So, what are the key objectives? Why are you here? What is your sole objective of attending this particular session and not my other competitors? Many shouldn't have shown the agenda actually. I wouldn't have wanted her to, but she did. And in case you start getting bored, you'll just move on to the next session. But yeah. So the reason why I chose this particular topic and the agenda is to help the writers who are pretty fresh in the industry, who have reached certain stage and who are trying to grow further. Now, apart from that, I'll be talking about certain real situations that I faced. I'll be asking you if you faced something that was interesting or that helped you grow further. And then there are the unexpected situations. So let's see. First, who am I? Not this hair, not this skin. We all are that, right? So I guess this one gives a pretty philosophical kind of touch to the whole thing. But for me, I think this slide is very important. First, we need to understand who we are, what we are doing, why we are doing. What is the aim of, whatever we are trying to do. It might just as simple be to, roti kapda and makan for my family. Simple as that. But then that could be your final goal of life. If you want to make others happy, that's your purpose. Maybe it is just by writing poetry. Who knows? That's what Rumi was trying to do, I guess. I'm not content. I'm a content writer. There's still a long way for me to, really start feeling content. Some explanation there. Top part is all my education, where I did my schooling from, my background. I did my MA in English from Lucknow University. It's almost been 16 years, and honestly, I never went back to the university to collect my MA final mark sheet. I just have what they gave after the exams. So if some company suddenly asks me, show the proof that you really did MA, I'll have to go back to Lucknow University. Okay? Some tidbits. Who am I? I'm a Sagittarian. My friends call me I'm a PJ King. I can really bore them to death. There are quite a few sitting here who are not even paying attention. I have been able to publish a book of my poems, and I'm on the way to publish 2 more in English and Hindi. And well, yeah, I'm also a compulsive editor. Even while speaking, if you speak something wrong, I will try my best to tell you that what you're speaking, if you're speaking incorrectly, I'll try my best to tell you that what you spoke was incorrect. And I'll try to correct you also. At times some people have really been offended by that, but I was able to make them, took them down for tea. It's okay. So, yeah, that's about it. So before we begin, what comes before good handwriting? Not just handwriting, good writing. So, unless you start to write, whether you're writing nicely or badly, that is a secondary thought. First, as a writer, you have to learn how to start emoting yourself in a language, in a manner that is lucid, that is clear, and that the other person, when they read it, it doesn't feel that there was a bouncer. You should be able to explain what you are thinking, right? And anything that can be committed to paper can be changed. That's what the editors are there for. You can become your own editor with due experience, with due writing practice. The more you write, the more you read, the better writer you will become. That is a given. So I always have loved this quotation. Most probably I will use it when I write, my autobiography sometime maybe. It's Alice in Wonderland. So said where shall I begin? Please, Your Majesty. The rabbit asks the king, right? And the king says, begin at the beginning and continue till you have finished what you have. Just think of yourself. You started to explain a concept. You started to talk about a procedure or a process. Or there are 10 steps to be done to do a particular task. At the end of 7th task, you started talking about Gandhiji climbing Mount Everest. The reader will get confused. So you need to be consistent. You need to tell them the full story. You need to tell them all the steps that are required to be done to achieve a particular task. That is when your role as a technical writer will be justified. Okay? That's an interesting question I always ask. So, how many here just started writing? Hands up, maybe 3 years ago, 4 years experience, 5, 10, yeah, okay, 5 is a good number. So, for those of you who started writing say 5 or 6 years ago, did you all know that there was a field called technical writing?
Yes.
No. See, a few of them had no clue. So they were exactly where I was. Okay. So I'll ask you, ma'am. So why have you entered this arena? Yep.
Honestly, hi, this is Barnari Bhatt Chakravarti. I'm from HCL Technologies, Chennai. So I did my master's in mass communication.
Mm-hmm.
So there I learned how to write a good piece of work.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a knack in technology.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow one of my seniors, he used to work with some company, sorry, I don't remember. And then he said, Barnali, if you go for content writing, normal content writing,
Mm-hmm.
then probably you will earn less. And if you go for technical writing, you can earn better than that one. So that was the first thing, which, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, fine. So I didn't know any tools and all. I did my certification in technical writing, and that's how I'm into technical writing.
So when you were doing your course in technical writing, did you ever realize that 5 years down the line you will be facing the crunch of demonetization? I don't think so. Right, please, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
So, yeah, as I said, so it has its upsides and downsides. A lot of technical writers I have known in initial days, even now, a lot of them still say that, we are still not at par with the salaries or pay packages that the developers are getting. I would kind of beg to differ, because the scene that was there almost 16 years ago when I began is far more different today. Today we are recognized as a very important role, because products sell if the content is right. They won't sell if the content is not right. It's a given. I mean, whether it is a website writing or how to use a product, you won't be able to sell a product if the content is not right. Of course, the bugs are a different issue altogether. So, how I became a technical writer, that's a bit of a funny, interesting story if I'll just take a minute. So, I did my MA English, as I said. Along with that, I did 6 months of graphic designing as well. I am from Lucknow. So, everybody writes, anybody can write. What really makes good writing? So this is an interesting, nice quotation I read. I kind of rephrased it a bit. But so writing is an activity performed to communicate information in a manner that is understandable and helps people become productive. If your readers can wisely take a decision or perform a required action, then it is a piece of a well-written content. End result, you tell the person these are the 10 things you need to do this particular activity. The person is able to do it, you have done a fabulous job. That's about it. That takes you to the next level. Next level is, so you started writing, you are writing an essay on how you spend your summer vacations. In class 12, we end up writing 2 essays in English, 2 essays in Hindi for IC, ICSE boards and all those things. We write a lot. But then, what happens? Once you become a writer, right? If you are getting into the industry, first thing is to enter the industry, what are the qualifications or the basic prerequisites that you must have as an individual to become a good writer. Second is how to survive. Third is how to manage a good career as a writer, right? Then, yeah, given a chance, you can be a leader. Who knows? So how many of you want to say, after 40 years giving a presentation at STC as a technical writer, 40 years ago some fellow came and said this was what was needed. Maybe you can take my name. It's okay. If you remember me. I'm Amit Kapoor, by the way. Okay. So the basic skills, per my understanding, whatever I have been able to understand and assess, is you need to have good English skills. Can you read that sentence here, please? I have heard that sentence way too many times to be comfortable. I can able to did the work. मेरे बाल खड़े हो जाते हैं.
You missed the D. I can be able to work that also.
Okay. Yeah, that is shocking always when I come across that. Okay. Second thing is the ability to comprehend and explain a concept or a product in a manner that is easy to understand. Again, that is a repetition of what I just said. But you should be able to explain. So, if you feel that at any stage in life, as a technical writer, you feel that you are not really being able to add a lot of value, try writing 10 sentences about how to use a pen. I am telling you, it is very difficult. Or talk about exactly. So it's tough. You can't write about the simple things. it is easy to write about the tough things. Try writing about the smaller, simpler things. That will make you, realize how difficult it is to really write. Okay. Then, again, as I read somewhere, if you do not care about your semicolons and fonts, find another career. If no one has ever described you as obsessive or picky, find another career. Thankfully, some people do call me obsessive. I'm still there. College degrees, most of them will ask for, your English studies, journalism, MA English. Not many say MA English. I added it because I am an MA English. So, but the current trend that I have observed in the last 3 to 4 years is that a lot of companies are asking for MTechs and BTechs. It is a good thing. I am not denying, I am not saying that an MTech or a BTech person can't write good English. Maybe they write better than me. But that doesn't mean that if I don't have an MTech or BTech, I'll be a bad writer. What, Rabindranath Tagore was an MTech? I doubt it. Yeah, he wasn't a technical writer either, I know that. Just my Mahatma Gandhi climbing the Everest actually. So, okay. How you phrase your sentences, not like that. It is all about your behavior as an individual professional in a company as a technical writer. Okay? So, you should be curious. So, let us say your project manager or somebody tells you that, okay, we have to launch this product by X date. We have to document this. What should you do? What is the first step? Let us say it is a software product or it is a mobile app. What should you do? Anybody? What should be the first step? Bang. You have to use the product. You have to be the first user of the product to be able to understand the nuances of the product, to be able to understand the technicalities and the difficulties that a user might face when he comes across a certain situation, right? And then what next should he do about it? Now, as I said, it has to be everything. See, I'm not saying on day one itself, you'll start to become an expert in the overall picture. No. As a technical writer, as I said, you become the first tester of the product. Okay? Now, tester as in the flow, how is the product, is the layout correct, okay? It simply means estimating or categorizing something as worthless. Just say it is worthless, no? Why crossing or say any purification? Be easy. Okay, the traits that you need to thrive and grow, own the tasks, be responsible, okay? Be meticulous, proofread, read, review, rewrite, should be your, motto. What happens is we write something, we send it, then the editor or the manager comes back making it all right. I can guarantee you that if you write an article or a blog or any piece of content, do not send it immediately. Go out for tea or work on some other content. Then after an hour, revisit that content. I am sure you will reduce 10% at least of your own mistakes. Lesser deadlines. You will be happy, manager will be happy. Now, deadlines are a different game altogether. You can't help there. But then just wake up the previous night, work till 3 a.m. Who stops you? You all have done that, right? Okay. Share your inputs. Again, no malice. Share. Good banter, good chatter. Chit chat. Tell them what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. Okay. Provide your inputs. Templates. We use templates. Yeah? Sometimes they're horribly wrong. One place the logo will be center, one place it will be left aligned, right aligned. Talk to the designer. Get a template aligned, your boss will be happy. Okay. Too much stuff. Okay. I just read the main lines. Okay. Become approachable. Say no to a task when it is not possible in a given timeline, and then bargain for more time. You have to learn to say no. That is very critical, I'm telling you. Because unless you learn to say no, dala kaam nikalwaenge log. So right? Then lead without a title, no? It's okay. You can always just talk to your friends, be friendly, and lead. You don't need that title. Doesn't need. Additional skills? Yeah, I'm towards the end, Mini, don't worry. Okay. So yeah, these are pretty much laid out, clean and simple. Have a good sense of humor, guys. You don't need to, do as what the Joker says in Batman. Why so serious? Chill, relax. Learn soft skills, everybody. You have to learn soft skills. People might forgive you for writing I can able to. They won't forget if you are rude to them. I won't forget if you say I can able to. Okay. Yeah, these are all, when you get your PPTs with me, you can just read them. But these skills help. Okay, I don't know, but I'll find out. 7 most important words. The least most important word is I. Not needed. We, us, our. Why I? An eye for an eye. Makes it what? World War II? Don't forget your teachers. Try to catch up with them. Connect with them on Facebook. As they say on Mirchi 95 these days, I am Tinda Srivastava from 80. Just connect with them. Right? Just introduction. My English ma'am. Second, history, geography. The others were not there when I was there. They were having a party, they shared this picture with me. So my English ma'am is still there, very much in touch with me. So blessed. You're too tired to ask me questions now. How many? Okay, any questions?
I do have a question. You said the current trend is now to hire MTechs in technical writing. So what would be your advice to any liberal arts background person who wants to get into technical writing and be a competition and is in competition with MTech people? Because I've always seen that MTech people somehow, that they are not saying that they don't have the information, but they are lacking in some ways where the liberal arts people do manage to cover. But they still prefer in the industry right now. So what
I'll ask another question to your question.
Yeah.
Will an MTech person really go after jobs that are more journalistic in nature or creative in nature?
No.
So you have a full open field. Why are you worried about them?
No, I'm not worried about them. I'm just saying that what would be your advice to a liberal arts student who wants to make an entry into technical writing?
Go for it.
But
That's what gives sense.
how does that person make himself compete against the MTech people?
Learn the soft skills.
Especially nowadays, because nowadays people go, when we entered, I came from a liberal arts background, but my manager only saw whether I could write English or not, whether I could communicate, whether I had the soft skills to work with the team. But nowadays, they go by your degree. So if you have an MTech, you're going to be preferred over your MA in English.
I'll answer this.
Yeah.
Okay. The first job that I did, that I got interviewed for at Hyderabad, as I said, I was just armed with MA English, 2 years graphics. So this company was into purely wireless applications. Okay. I had no idea what a WAP was when I was giving an interview, the interview there. So she asked me, what exactly, why exactly should I hire you? You don't have any technical or technological background that will help me, be confirmed or convinced that you can write well. मैंने कहा, ma'am, I don't need to, tell the reader how to erect a tower. You are making a wireless product that the person needs to use on his mobile. I need to tell that person how to use that mobile. How does my MTech or BTech, even get involved? It doesn't. 2. This she had no answer. She agreed. Okay, fine. What if I have to really share some technical documents with them? RFIDs, DFDs, SRCs, kind of thing. I said, Google is there. Even in 2000, Google was there. It was in a pretty good shape. I said, I have Google, I have you here, who I can ask what exactly are you planning to do. Okay? I can have discussions with you and the other managers, understand and write. That makes sense. Point is, for anybody who is from, as you said, a liberal arts background, you have to have that convincing power. You have to have that confidence in your own self, your own abilities, that you can do it. Right? Please.
I'm from HCL Technologies, and as you said, 10 years back, what clinched my interview, I'm not a BTech, I don't have any technical, I am from the arts background. I had good command over English and I could write well. So what clinched my interview that day was that I'm willing to learn. I'm not tech savvy, but I'm willing to learn, and that clinched the interview for me that day. But today, when I see my team, 90% of the team is BTech, or from the engineering background, and today HCL Tech prefers engineers because they feel that they understand the product better, so they'll be able to write better, which is not which I don't share those feelings, but that is what people at the top believe. How do you
for such people, the only way is, guys, here is the profile of an MTech guy, here is the profile of an MA guy, or a lady. Right? So, give both of them a task to write and to explain the technology that you want to be written about. Give them 2 days time, then check. If the technical guy beats the language guy, maybe that technical guy has good English skills.
Many times I see in my team itself, the language is not at par with the people from the arts background or from the English language background, but they better able to understand the technical concepts, so they get into the job faster.
So that means the MA guys need to learn better.
What happens is, we need to rewrite, the editing work increases so much.
Do that daily. So, I guess so. Anyone else? Gibson, anything?
I mean, I'll ask the last question if nobody else has a question.
I think that will be the last one. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, she's almost like.
No, please don't record this. I thought I'll end it on a lighter note. I was very curious to know who is this Shraddha. You said you need Shraddha. So. Shraddha.
The one who had Saburi also.
Correct. Yeah. I didn't get the full name. So.
Yeah, she's Kapoor, right? Shraddha is Kapoor. She has Saburi. Chill. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amit. So, we've learned a lot from what Amit has said, and I would agree to the fact that even though a person may have a BTech, MTech degree, but it's not necessary that the person can write. Yeah?
Yes.
They may be knowledgeable, but they may not be a good writer.
Yes.
We know that because we are writers. I know, I'm being sarcastic. But yes, I also work for an engineering company, and trust me, they don't know English. They know what they're doing, they're very good at their job, but trust me, they cannot speak. I've come across words which actually do not exist, and I have to question myself, do I really know English? Do I? Seriously? Is this how the language is written? Does this word even exist? How come I've never heard of it before? Yeah? Happens?
Yes.
A lot with us, right? So only writers will know what happens with them. So thank you very much, Amit, and I would like to present him a memento and a certificate. Please applaud.